Yeah, so I've been working with Itamar for about 8 years, and at that time, 8 years ago, he was living in New York City, and I was living in Chicago, which is where I'm from originally. And he has a quartet that he performs with very often, and the piano player in that group was sort of leaving. He was looking for someone, and the drummer in the band recommended me. He was a friend. And so, even though we didn't live in the same place, he invited me to do some concerts with the group, first in New York and then in Europe. And so, we've been playing now for 8 years, mostly in his quartet. But then I've invited him to be a guest on my new album that's coming out later this year. And we've talked for some time about it would be great to also play duet. And then this invitation was really our first opportunity to do that in concert. So we just finished the first of 3 concerts here in Montenegro. I think it's very important for many reasons. One, first of all, just for live music in general is beautiful. It's beautiful whether you're on stage or in the audience, and this kind of connection that you feel, whether you're performing or you're listening, is very special. It's something that can't be replicated on recordings, and so there's no way to do it without actually coming to a place and doing the concert. In addition to that more broad artistic viewpoint, I think it's very important not to get overly political, but it feels like certainly in the West things are getting more divided right now, and I think it's wonderful to be able to come to a new country. This is my first time in Montenegro, and share my music, jazz music, which comes from the United States originally, but is a very global music played all over the world with influences from all over the world, to come and present my music and connect with people. And this kind of thing, whether it doesn't need to come from the United States, but just people coming together and experiencing each other's cultures, I think is very beautiful. And a third point I would make too is that as technology continues to progress, which can be very beautiful, there's also a lot of fear in the arts and in other fields as well about things like artificial intelligence, replacing us. And I feel like improvisational music is going to be one of the last things standing with all of that, and so it's very important for us as humans to come together and celebrate these things that are very human things, like making music spontaneously. It's both at once, actually, and that's something that I really love about jazz music, especially, is that there is a lot of complexity and there's a lot intellectually to grab onto, but without a strong emotional center to it, it doesn't work. It doesn't sound good at all. And it's also not fun or engaging, really. So it needs to be both at once. And that's something that has always drawn me to it. The complexity, but also the heart, and then also like the groove and the beat of it. It's all of those all at once.